It was a scorching afternoon in Lubbock, Texas. Inside the Wild Haven Wildlife Reserve, a massive lion was roaring non-stop for 2 whole hours. He paced back and forth in front of a small metal cage, where a golden-haired stray dog was trembling in the corner. Visitors froze. Even the staff didn't dare to move closer. "Oh my God, he's lost his mind," someone shouted. "Wait, look," whispered a young keeper. "He's not attacking." The lion wasn't angry. He just stared, his eyes filled not with rage, but with worry. The lion's name was Leo, rescued years ago from an illegal wildlife trade near the Mexican border. After years of care, he had become gentle, calm, and deeply attached to humans. The stray dog, caught that very morning, had bitten a mail carrier near the reserve. People thought she might be rabid, so they locked her up for observation. "That's the biter?" "Yeah, but look at her eyes. She doesn't look mean at all." No one understood why Leo was reacting like that, why he refused to leave that small cage alone. Old Mr. Harris, who'd worked at the reserve for 12 years, stood frozen, staring at the scene. He mumbled, almost to himself, "It can't be. No, it just can't." 5 years earlier, when Leo was first rescued, he was nothing but skin and bones, terrified of everything. To help him recover, the staff had brought in a calm golden dog, a female, to keep him company. She stayed beside Leo day and night, licking his wounds, sharing her food. When the reserve relocated, the dog disappeared and was never seen again. Now, in that cage, that was a dog with the same gentle eyes and the same scar on her back leg. Mr. Harris's hands trembled as he flipped through an old file. The record read, "Golden Retriever, female, name, Mila, scar on right hind leg." He looked up there. It was the same scar. "Good Lord," he whispered. "It's her. It's really her." At that moment, Leo lowered his head, pressed his nose against the cage, and let out a deep, low rumble. The dog whimpered softly, ears down, tail twitching. Then she walked closer, until their noses touched. It wasn't a predator and prey, it was a son greeting his mother. From that day on, Leo refused to leave the cage. He slept beside it, blocking anyone who tried to approach. Whenever a keeper got too close, he'd growl, not out of anger, but warning. "I've never seen him act like this," one caretaker whispered. "He's protecting her," Harris replied softly, "like family." Inside, Mila began to relax. She ate, she slept, and for the first time since being captured, she looked at peace. A few days later, the veterinarian examined her. He looked up, wide-eyed. "Mr. Harris, she's pregnant." The room fell silent. Mila was going to give birth probably within days. That explained why she had bitten the man earlier. Pure maternal instinct. And somehow, Leo had sensed it from the very beginning. From that moment, he never roared again. He simply lay beside the cage, his head against the bars, breathing softly, guarding not just Mila, but the tiny lives still inside her. One stormy night, thunder rolled across the sky. Mila whimpered weakly. She was in labor. Leo roared again and again, calling for help, his voice echoing through the rain. "Quick! Open the cage!" shouted the vet. They rushed in. Under the flicker of flashlights, Mila gave birth to 3 tiny puppies. As the first cry rang out, Leo lowered himself to the ground outside, pressed his head against the earth, and released a deep, trembling rumble like a lullaby. Everyone watching stood silent, tears streaming down their faces. A lion, the king of beasts, was standing guard for a mother and her newborns. The next morning, a small wooden sign appeared in front of the cage. Sometimes the strongest ones aren't those who hunt, but those who protect. The story of Leo and Mila spread across Texas and beyond. But the strangest part came weeks later, when another stray dog appeared, barking for hours in front of Leo's enclosure. And when the keeper finally opened the gate, what happened next left the entire town speechless.